Freak Nation, Cole Cusumano here with Chase Briscoe, having some fall fun out at Schnepf Farms. Chase, I gotta ask you, signing some autographs for fans. Saw you sign a Labubu, riding roller coasters out here. What was crazier, signing a Labubu or riding the roller coaster?
Probably riding the roller coaster. It was, that thing was surprising. It doesn't look like it's got that big of a drop, but it kind of gets you. So yeah, that was pretty cool. This place is awesome. I was telling the owners that when we come back for the race and bring my kids, I'm definitely gonna have to come out here. There's a lot to do.
Very nice. Congratulations making it to the round of 8. What are the vibes like for you and the 19 team as you take on Vegas, Talladega, and of course Martinsville as the cutoff race?
I think for us, there's a ton of focus obviously on Vegas, just knowing that Talladega and Martinsville are, looming there the next 2 weeks. But yeah, I think for us, it's just not doing anything different than what we've really done the last couple months. I mean, arguably we've been kind of one of the best cars, and the hard part is now that you're in the final 8, all those other 7 guys are extremely good too, and it's kind of hard to separate yourself. So yeah, I think for us, we know that we're probably going to need to win a race, and that comes down to obviously bringing speed to the racetrack, which we've been able to do, but at the end of the day, it comes down to executing with it. So yeah, just trying to do what we've truthfully kind of done this whole playoffs and see if it's enough.
What's been the difference maker for you and this team? Because you guys got off to a little bit of a rough start. Now you're putting it all together. Like you said, one of the best teams so far in the playoffs. Just what's been the, difference maker for you guys?
Yeah, I think just at the beginning of the year, just, with a new team and new manufacturer and just new processes, it was a lot. And I didn't do a very good job, really up to the Coke 600 of just understanding how to drive these new race cars. And kind of seemed like at, Charlotte, everything just started kind of to click and come together and make sense. And really from that moment on, we've been really, really strong. So, yeah, we would have flashes here and there, those first 10, 12 races of the year, but never any consistency. And then now that I kind of have an understanding of how these cars drive, we've seen that translate over in qualifying and even in the races too. So, yeah, it just took a little bit of time to get used to it, but feel really comfortable right now.
A lot of poles, a lot of speed. Speaking of speed, we got some big news. More horsepower finally in 2026. What are your thoughts on that? How do you think it's going to impact the competition level next year?
I think it's definitely a great decision. More power is just going to make the tires wear out quicker and all those things. So it'll definitely put a little bit more back in the driver's hands. It'll be interesting to see what 750 feels like versus 670, 680, whatever we're at now. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of a difference, but I don't know because I haven't ran it yet. So yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to doing it at some of these really wore out racetracks, like in Iowa, or I saw Darlington was even on the list, which that's exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun just to kind of get out there, and it'll really kind of reset the field, I think, a little bit. I'm glad it's kind of like this with the big 3 have kind of ran away, right? And I think, just having something new will certainly, make it where it's a little bit of a question mark for all the teams, and it'll, kind of reflip the field, I think, for a little bit.
Maybe some more parity again. As a driver, do you want more? Is this enough with this car? Do you want to see some more changes?
I don't know. I mean, I think, honestly, the racing's been good. I would say the mile-and-a-half stuff's obviously been unbelievable. The short tracks with the new tires have been really, really good, too. And, the road courses outside of SVG, second on back has been great. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it'll definitely, add to just better racing. But it's not like that all we have right now, I don't feel like is bad at all. So, yeah, it'll just be interesting to kind of see how it plays out.
I got to ask, we're out here in Phoenix, Arizona, obviously. Championship's going to be here currently for one last time, but we'll be back sure in the future. What are your thoughts on Phoenix being the championship race? How has it been for you guys in the Cup Series?
Yeah, I think, Phoenix definitely puts on better racing than I think sometimes it gets credit for. A lot of the time the racing has been really good. I mean, you look at the spring race, it was basically a photo finish between Bell and Denny. So, yeah, I think it has all the potential to be really, really good race. The hard part about this place, I feel like, is just it's so short of a race. I mean, 312 laps is really short, so it's just hard if something happens to you to kind of get back through the field. But, yeah, I think Phoenix has really kind of aged into its own. That resin or whatever they put down a couple years ago is kind of wore out, and we can kind of run wherever right now. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm biased because Homestead's one of my favorite racetracks, so I'm excited that it's going there. But I have really honestly enjoyed racing at Phoenix. It's where I got my first Cup win, so it's a place I'm at least confident coming to. And, yeah, looking forward to, hopefully being a part of the championship for one last time. But if not, I'm sure it'll be a good race.
You mentioned it right there. You got your first Cup win at Phoenix. You also made the championship 4 in the Xfinity Series here. So what makes Phoenix Raceway a good championship track for the Cup Series and in general for NASCAR?
Yeah, I think just, it does have a little bit of everything. The restarts are obviously crazy and just chaotic. But it is a short track, and it's kind of an intermediate. It's kind of like a hybrid racetrack, so you kind of get a mix of both. And Yeah, I do think that, especially like I said, the last couple years as the track's widened out, it's gotten to be pretty racy, more than it was 5-6 years ago. So it's kind of turned into a really good championship race. The area is obviously unbelievable this time of year, and just the facility itself is, one of the nicest we go to, and it's always sold out too. So just the environment that, Phoenix Raceway presents is always a lot of fun, and yeah, hopefully, can be a part of that championship for again.
Finally, why can we expect to see you and the 19 team competing in the championship at Phoenix Raceway? What sets you guys apart from the rest?
Well, I think our speed is one thing that's certainly been, unique to a lot of the other guys in the field, especially in qualifying, right? We get to start up front a lot, and that allows you to get stage points and get a good pit stall selection and things like that. So I think that's one of our strong suits. So hopefully that'll set us apart. And yeah, I think for us, from a momentum standpoint and, even just points in the playoffs, I don't think anybody scored more than us. We've been really, really strong. Just with these resets every round, it just kind of kills us because of what we were talking about earlier with, just taking that kind of first half of the season to understand the cars. We kind of got into playoff point deficits. So yeah, we got some work to do. It's crazy how tight the field is from really the leader all the way to 7th. Joey's 10 back of me, but yeah, it's kind of anybody's race right now. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these next 3 weeks look like.